Am I right?
Oh, that's right.
Somebody tell me what's going on, Twisted Cupid.
This is the Twisted Cupid podcast. You heard the man. Every Thursday night. Twisted Cupid podcast. That is us. This is the Twisted Cupid podcast. If you are listening, thank you for being here. If you're on an audio-only platform, try to come over to YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe. We're live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can give us your comments, give us your questions right there in the chat. We're going to take questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat. But joining me, as always, is the amazing, the one, the only, Suzanne Leah Shepherd. She's back.
Well, yeah, not always. I've taken
I always say always. Yeah,
okay.
It's either you or Amy.
I guess I'm there in spirit.
Yeah, you're there in spirit. That kind of thing. Yeah.
I just always like that theme song because it makes me think of a tatted up baby going into a bar and like ordering a drink, and the bartender's like, I don't think I should serve you, but I'm pretty sure I'll be smited if I do.
Right.
Right. It's a demon.
Is the
for
volume
sure.
going on anybody's phone right now? I'm hearing like the show a bit. Is it? Oh, no worries. All good. We fixed it. No.
Actually, what cued Jake into the fact that the volume was on was just my nasally voice coming through the internet.
I was like, I'm hearing her nasally voice twice. It's like there's four nasals coming at me at once.
I'm just going to talk in my chest voice for the rest of the podcast and ignore who I am as a person.
But either way, we're super stoked to have Suzanne back as co-host, and we are super stoked for both of our guests. Let's introduce them. First up, he is a hilarious stand-up comic, a returning guest of the podcast, the one, the only, Daniel Vezza. Thank you for being back on the show.
Thank you, guys. Good to be here.
Absolutely, man. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on my Instagram page, Daniel Vezza, and I do shows with Pure Chaos a lot.
Go see him. Go see him
Go
live.
see a Pure Chaos show in Brooklyn or Manhattan.
Boom.
Very cool.
It's not one of these partial chaos shows. One of these things
No,
that's
it's
been
just
stepped on with
pure
baking soda.
uncut chaos. Yeah,
That's
It's
right.
like every night now.
yeah,
It's like constant.
Nice. There we go.
Very cool.
Let me introduce our second guest. She is a first-time guest to the podcast. Another hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only Bailey Hope. Thank you for being on the show.
Hey. Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
It's
Bailey
Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Pope.
I heard Hope.
Oh shit! I tried to say Pope.
Oh,
Well,
Did it come out?
It's
Oh.
all right, Jake.
I did a
Vevera.
soft P.
Jake
That's-
Vevera is here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's actually
Hake-
pronounced Vevera,
Hake-
but it's legit spelled wrong. So I never even correct people really.
Hake Vivek is here. That's okay. And then Bailey, where can our listeners find you?
Instagram is the actual Bailey Pope. And
With a P.
With a P, like the Catholic guy, Pope. And BaileyPopeComedy.com.
Great. Amazing.
Follow her, see her live, people. And
Yeah.
without further ado, are you all ready for our first question from the wild animals on Reddit?
Yeah.
All right, first question. Let's take it here. If you guys got any questions to write it to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, put it in the chat. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. We are live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Sherry on YouTube, to Suzanne, to producer Amy, and to Raymond on YouTube. Let's take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. I think my husband is cheating on me with my brother. I'm 33. My husband.
With the brother?
Yeah.
That rocks.
I'm 33. My husband's 36, and my brother is 30. From August of 2023, I've now noticed that what I suspect is my husband cheating on me with my brother. My brother and my husband met around that time when we helped him move into his first house. My husband and I got eloped because of my parents disapproving of him. We've been together for now 10 years, married for 6. My brother, to my knowledge, is straight. We were never too close because our interests never aligned. I've noticed the following major things happening. My husband doesn't let me look at messages between him and my brother. 2, my brother is always coming over when I'm not home. I never minded at first because he and my husband were very close, but now I'm wondering if there's a reason why. 3, my husband has been claiming overtime. When I asked about the overtime money, he got defensive and called me controlling. 4, my husband never asks me about my day anymore. He's glued to his phone. And when I ask him who he's texting, he says my brother. 5, we don't have sex anymore. 6, They go to the gym together, and when my husband comes home, he talks about my brother's figure and form and good 10 minutes of me while he showers.
While he showers.
These
my
key
God.
points are pushing me to think that he's cheating. For the longest, I was at my most annoyed with just my husband. Then I've had close female friends that I used to not prioritize at times because I was prioritizing my husband. Things have been escalating the past month, and I don't think my husband's being faithful anymore. This Saturday, my husband and I were supposed to go out on a date to rekindle our romance, but I don't think I want to go anymore. He's been moody ever since I brought this up in the first place. What do I do?
Wow, it's
Wow.
if she said he's cheating on me with my sister, it would be a lot sadder, But for some reason, it's just hilarious to me now.
Oh, really? Because he's switching
Yeah, I don't know why that matters so much, but-
sexualities.
Yeah, it's more of a whimsical thing. Also, I don't think he's cheating, but
What if
Yeah,
it has-
here's the thing. Do we agree that I don't think that he's cheating.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility, but I think that
Right.
there's again, like, gender to me doesn't really matter in this question. It's like if he were texting like his best friend or whatever, it wouldn't matter. All of these things are explainable because she could be crazy.
Yeah, I want to
think
cheat
crazy.
on her right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
exactly.
Doesn't it-
I
doesn't
want
it
to cheat
sound-
vicariously through
I
this.
just want to
Yeah.
start reading another question and cheat on her that way.
I want to
Yeah.
believe that it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
it being a gay thing. It's just that he's younger.
Yeah,
Also,
I hate that my
that's
brother
probably an age
keeps in
thing.
shape and I don't.
Also, if he were actually doing this, you'd think he wouldn't be so obvious about. I'm
Right.
texting with your brother. He would try and hide his
That's a good
relationship
point.
Yeah,
a little bit better than just being so out with it. Who are you texting? You don't say the actual name of the person.
Yeah.
that is a
Yeah.
good point. And
He might be cheating on her,
Yes.
but not with the brother.
Not with the
Maybe
brother.
with another
In fact,
woman.
I think that to that point, I think if he is cheating, it's with another woman, and he's texting the brother half the time. Other time, he's texting whoever he's cheating with, and that's like the cover up. Because you wouldn't be telling if you're cheating on her with her brother, sister, whoever. You're not telling. You're not like you said. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm texting this person."
What if he
and
knows?
That's who you're cheating.
What if he's like,
you're
"Bro."
using that as a cover?
Yeah. What if he's like, bro, I'm cheating on your sister. It's awesome. And he's like, fucking word, man.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I'm cheating on your sister on the
Yeah.
side.
Thanks for
Yeah,
hooking me up with
sister.
her.
Yeah, man. Oh, thanks, man. You're like a brother to me. This is great.
I honestly think that that's a possibility, that actually the brother is just cooler.
Yeah.
He's just a better hang and whatever. Because she seems like the person that just reads into everything he says. We're supposed to go to dinner on Saturday to rekindle our romance. How did that conversation come up? They want to go to dinner on Saturday to rekindle their romance. Yet now he's being pissy because she brought this whole thing up. It's like, was he like, oh, hey, I heard about this really great new restaurant on Saturday. She's like, is that where you want to go to apologize for fucking my brother?
Oh yeah, for sure. This dinner was her idea, and by idea I mean demand.
She probably has a calendar invite that says repair relationship, and she sent an invite to him. Yeah.
I swear,
how she
if we're dating and you use the word rekindle, it's over. That's it. I'm not rekindling anything.
That's right. Anything
Yeah.
that needs to be rekindled means
Yeah.
it's already been extinguished and stepped on.
Yeah.
And the caravan has moved
Oh
on.
yeah, no, the Boy Scouts put that fire out real good.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
The campsite is safe.
Exactly.
Nothing's getting rekindled.
The Boy
Yeah.
Scouts, Smokey the Bear was on it.
Yeah.
Smoke jumpers, all kinds of people put that thing out.
Sorry, that commitment has taken me minutes to recover from. My voice.
By the way,
My
how
voice is
often
still-
how often do you get a guest on this? Not that I don't listen every week, but how often do you get a guest on this that we completely disagree with? That we were just like, you're wrong. You know what I mean? To the person who was trying to have their shit validated.
It happens.
It happens.
'Cause sometimes I think some questions are a little more polarizing than this one. This one's kind of as long as you have some common sense, probably 90% of people are going to be on board with this
Right.
question. But some of them are a little bit more polarizing. Also, some people will read a question where someone has a specific example of this happening. So
Sure.
So it's not always a We don't always have a home run.
I mean, not everybody in the questions are as crazy as this lady.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
But it does happen a lot of times because the people that do write these questions, keep in mind, this is from Reddit. So these people are out of their mind about 10 out of 10 times. So,
I mean, it has to get pretty far to be like, you know what? I should see what Reddit thinks.
Yeah. And also to be like, Reddit wasn't good enough. Time for a podcast submission.
I get nothing but good advice from the comment sections of Reddit. There's no way I would be able to afford this second home were it not for the advice given to me in the comment section of Reddit.
Also, the thing about this question is that, a lot of times when people write into Reddit, they're sort of at their wits' end. They are just so emotionally exhausted from what's happened in their relationship. They're just brain dumping everything that's gone on. It's just blah. Whereas this one's written like an investment memo. It's like, you should invest in my company because point 1, da-da-da-da-da. Point 2, da-da-da.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like when
Bullet pointing.
when it's bullet pointed out
I
like
hate
that.
bullet pointy people.
It's like she's taking notes. She's got her little, Sally Penn. What's the other one that's in
Lisa Frank?
Yeah.
Well, also Lisa Frank is amazing. I'm thinking of Lois Clark. Yeah, I'm like, who's that reporter in Superman? But she's got her Lois Clark notebook out, taking notes. She's done. She's done a projection on her Excel sheet. She's doing these things. I mean, this is written in a way to get people to get on her side. And it's like, if you're genuinely coming because you have no idea, why is it written like this?
Oh, those bullet points are cut and paste from every friend that stops reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, here's all my reasons. It says you read my message, you haven't responded.
Yeah.
Just go to Reddit.
Also,
yes, there's a long list of people who have been driven nuts by this list.
Do you remember when she said that? Oh, she stopped hanging out with her friends because she was trying to prioritize her husband. No. Her friends dumped her.
Yeah.
That was a convenient excuse afterwards.
Because I quit.
That's right. This is an unbearable person.
Yeah.
Dear
I
Cindy,
guess I'll start prioritizing my husband.
I'm starting to think that he's fucking her brother now, just like as a, you know what, I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
If you're going to bullet point me.
I think she drove him so crazy that he's like, you know what? I'm not even into dudes, but I'm gonna fuck her brother just out of spite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop Viagra and ecstasy, like whatever I need to do to get into this. I'm making it happen just so she can walk in on it.
I don't even think he needs to do that. Maybe he just wants someone who makes him feel loved.
Is that incest
and
spite?
play Halo with.
Right.
Incest spite, the worst. We can agree that's the worst kind of spite. Incest spite.
Really? The worst.
Oh, you hate me so much that you fucked my dad?
Time.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn, man.
Oh,
I pissed you that off that you blew my dad.
I think
Amy on producer Amy on YouTube says, why doesn't she just steal his phone and read all the text messages? What's stopping her? Joanne on YouTube.
Your listeners are nuts.
Joanne on YouTube says, she rattled off a long list. Number 7, she drives him nuts. Let's see. Raymond on YouTube says, because women ruined phone stalking, you people go deep. Producer Amy on YouTube says, Joel told me...
Wait, women ruined phone stalking?
Yeah,
that's because men made us not able to freely communicate until last year.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Shut the fuck
Also,
up.
I will
shut
say-
the fuck up. We'll stalk as much as we want. We weren't even allowed to have cell phones until you bitches let us have a shred of identity.
Yeah, and
So,
to be fair,
fuck off on
dudes
that
don't
point.
like cell phone stalking. We like doing it in person. You know what I mean? We like getting the
I would
hoodie on.
say-
We
You
like
guys
getting in the
taking
bushes with the
away
binoculars.
our-
I would
guys
say
take
that cell phones ruined stalking.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the other way around. That's right. That's right. It was a lot better back in my days.
Yeah.
See?
It was so easy back then.
Binoculars, a bush,
Yeah. It's like, do you think Ike would have given Tina a cell phone? Definitely not. Okay.
Did it say how long they were together?
So together for 10 years, married for 6.
was
So
2
it's
months.
been a minute.
Sure.
Wow.
Why do people hang on to bad relationships so hard?
That's a good point. She didn't
if you're
start this
not
shit
fucking
yesterday.
And you're also thinking that he's fucking your brother, just bounce.
Yeah.
Maybe he's sticking around because I don't know, her brother's hot.
Well,
It's
I
worth
guess
it. It's worth it for the
to be fair on that point, as much as I dislike this person, it does say from August of 2023. So if I've been together with someone for 10 years, I would give it a year of shit before I was like, oh, I'm gonna.
Right.
I'd give it a year of like
just since
4 seasons.
August was the problem.
It would
started in.
I doubt it.
August,
See, that's the thing. I
it says
doubt it.
August.
I doubt it.
August 2023. I noticed I suspected my husband cheating on me with my brother. So give it one Boys to Men song, 4 seasons of loneliness, and then, and then evaluate if you want to leave that marriage.
Right, but I would argue that's when she started to think he was cheating with her brother. So that means she was already batshit crazy by then.
No, that was
she'd been
what
driving
if that
him
was
nuts.
her very
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, but I'm saying,
totally normal.
you think it's 9 years of normalcy, and all of a sudden on the 10-year anniversary, it's like, you know what? I think you're gay and fucking my brother. You know what I mean?
Patch.
Yeah. And also, if this timeline is totally true, it means they made it through the pandemic. Like,
That's
how
true.
did you make it through
That's
the
such a
pandemic
good point.
with
Yeah.
a crazy person? It's, if we were reading this question 3 years ago, it'd be like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right.
But, like, if you made it through the pandemic and just now anyway.
It's weird that the guy didn't fuck his brother once during the pandemic, is what I'm saying.
Probably in the pond.
Yeah, he was probably in, a different area.
Still.
Any other comments to read?
Oh, yes. Amy on YouTube, producer Amy says, Joel told me to relay the message. He's a regular listener. And the guy that wrote the theme song. Shout out to Joel.
Love Joel.
Amy says, Joel told me to relay the message that he's sorry he can't be there today because he has COVID, but he wants to say welcome back, Suzanne. Yes.
What a legend.
Yeah.
Hi, Joel. I hope you
Joel
feel
rocks.
better soon. Sorry to hear you have COVID.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, bud.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
People are still getting COVID, huh?
Crisis actors. I think he's lying.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
I thought it was a myth in 2020. I think it's a myth now. That's right.
What do you just get? The government gets a bunch of people like, okay, act sick.
Yeah.
Walk around and cough.
Fauci's still writing checks out to people to lie about it. He just paid Joel. I don't know.
So any other comments or final advice?
No, let's give our final advice here.
Yeah. So I'll go first. I just think my final advice is, I get your point, but it's you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I happy with this person? You've given it a minute now, and regardless of this finger pointing, actually you don't have to prove that someone's cheating to get divorced in America anymore. You can just go in there and be like, you know what, irreconcilable differences. You don't have to. It's not the 60s where you have to get a private investigator of him putting his wiener somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, just say, listen, okay, I'm unhappy in this relationship. I want to get a divorce, and also quit with this point system that you've got, because I'm sure you do it at work. You do it in all your social situations.
Everyone hates you.
Which is why you probably don't have any friends anymore. It's like, just give it up, because no one loves a chalkboard keeper.
No.
Except for parents of little leaguers. But whole different story.
This show is like the therapy I need and not the therapy I get. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? My therapist is so non-judgmental that it makes me crazy, and I just need someone to be like, listen, stop it with the thing.
Yeah.
People don't like you.
You're wrong.
Just tell me what to do.
You're wrong. This is why
time is
people
up.
don't like you. Is what I'm looking for in therapy, but it's happening here.
It's
Yeah.
what people need, not what they want, which is why when we did indeed have our own therapist practices, we got 0 stars on Yelp, and everyone refused to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Because we told them
Really?
their shortcomings. That's right. We
Also,
let
please
them
don't
know.
broadcast this.
Oh, yeah. And we did broadcast it live on YouTube as well. The whole therapy sessions, everything.
I always ask for the Venmo money up front. That was also
Boom.
the bad part of our business.
Boom.
Okay, what other final advice do we have for this person?
I mean, I say just be right up front. Just be like, are you fucking anybody? Maybe one that looks like a little like me.
But way better hung.
And do you? I mean, most likely, I guess. But just if it sucks so bad, just be like, hey, do you even want to do this? Just
Oh
get
my
the
God.
fuck over.
But
it.
Did they
you-
mention if there were kids involved? Did they did buy it for 10 years?
It did,
Kids could.
it did not mention children.
I'm guessing
we'll
not,
assume
then.
that not.
Because she gave a lot of... With her
Bailey-
list thing, she would have mentioned it.
Bailey, but I think this would be a great idea. So definitely go on the date. Act like you're totally still in love. You totally want to quote unquote rekindle this relationship, and then go on the date and be like, oh, I definitely want to bone once we get home. But under your pillow is, like those face masks that you can make of other people's faces. It's your brother, and
Boom.
so when you're fucking, then
I like that you
quickly,
said that.
put on the face mask of your brother and go, is it hotter now?
Yeah.
Is it hotter now?
And really spring for a good one. Get that Mission Impossible face.
Yeah.
I mean, really sell this one.
Yeah, and then see what he does.
Exactly.
That's actually not a bad test. Just like have your brother act like super sexy around him and see if he like gets turned on.
Yeah. That's a good one.
that too.
That'd be a normal conversation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
see if you can fuck my husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also wondering why she hasn't confronted her brother. Are you fucking my husband? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
different subreddit.
Yeah, it's so
Whole different set of lists with her
Yeah.
brother.
she does specifically say that she didn't have a great relationship with her brother for a long time because they have quote unquote different interests. She doesn't.
Well,
she
they
doesn't
have one similar interest.
Yeah. That's right. Different interests, same hole.
It's a mediocre dude named Frank. That's right.
So, okay.
My final
Yeah.
advice is after we've unpacked at first I'm like, she's crazy. There's no way he's sleeping with her brother. But the more we've thought about it, the more I think that he is sleeping with her brother. Because, of course, why wouldn't he? I would do it just to make her angry. So I think since we're giving her advice, what she needs to do is sleep with her wife's sister. That's right. Sleep with his sister and really show him how it feels. Just really throw it right back in his
We
face.
should be making all of these in a bullet point.
Yeah, that's right. I'll make a list.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. She responds well to lists. We'll bullet point all of our answers and then boom, good to go.
Yeah. Awesome. I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the next
All
question.
right. Next question on Twisted Cupid Podcast. If you have any questions to write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, write them in the chat there because we're live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. Oh, Purple Yellow on YouTube says, wow, OG Host is back. That's right. OG Host is back.
Yeah.
She's returned. She is returned. Let's take our next question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. So this one is okay. I've actually gone to the update question because the original post is not. There's no juice. Something. Okay, so it's update, but something definitely went on between my husband and my sister. What do I do? So I'm 32. My husband's 32, and my sister is 26. I've since spoken to my sister, and my husband came home that night as well. He packed a bag with more stuff and sat down with me and told me what happened. It all happened on Sunday, and my sister had been going through a lot this past month and has been a regular thing staying over at our house. Several times a night, she didn't want to go back home. My husband smokes a ton of cannabis and started buying the oil, which I think he's making his own cartridges.
I have the oil you put on your tongue. It's really good.
Oh, yeah. So that night, he was on a strong one and passed out. We all were definitely feeling it, so I stopped and went to bed. Came back, and my husband... I said that... We all said that we were going to call it a night, so I went back upstairs. My husband said that's when it all happened. Out of nowhere, my sister grabbed the waist of his pants and yanked them down and went to town. Went as far as to actually grab him and his hands. He then stopped her, saying that it can't go anywhere further. He said it maybe lasted 5 seconds. She said that she was sorry and then went to bed. My sister's partner had left her, and she was obviously at a low point. My husband, though, feels very guilty and is very torn up about this. However, at the same point, I'm torn up about it because he was at the base of it with another woman. I finally got to talk to my sister, and when the text went through, she just said, "I'm sorry, I fucked up. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened." now I'm in a situation where
See, this would be way funnier if it was her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would have been hilarious.
I don't understand why switching genders makes it funny.
Right?
Makes
It just
funny.
is. Just did it. It just did.
I think it's funny right now.
yeah,
it is still kind of funny.
So I mean, she really kind of continues on. So this is what I would call just a dump into Reddit. But so basically, the gist of the story is that her sister was going through a low point, was spending a lot of time over at the house. They all got high, and then the wife went to bed. And then the sister, tried something with the husband, but it, didn't even really, nothing. I mean, something happened, but it wasn't, a long thing, whatever. And so now she's like, what do I do? I feel like, okay, just don't try that strain anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's my thing.
I just feel like it was
Why
like
does
a
he feel?
bad-
Why does he? It sounds like the way he describes it. It sounds like he did the right thing, which is someone made a move on him and he stopped it.
Yeah.
Right.
What was he? Yeah.
So,
what was he supposed to do? Get
why
a
is he?
crowbar
So
out?
why is he?
Yeah.
Why does he feel guilty?
I must chop your hand off.
And I'm starting to think, or I kind of feel like he feels guilty because it was a lot more than what he's describing to his lady.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay.
It'll never happen again. What? Someone hits on you,
I understand.
and then you turn them down.
If I was describing the
Strong
story,
yeah.
I would have way watered it down
I
too.
understand
That's
what
a
you're
good
saying,
point. Yeah.
but if my husband, if something like that happened to him, and he came home, told me about it, and then was like, "What? It wasn't my fault," I'd be like, "Whoa!" Like I would be a little mad that he didn't feel guilty. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he needs to grovel and feel terrible about it, but if he didn't feel guilty at all, I'd be like, "You're kind of a sociopath." That guilt is like, "Oh, I've cheated on my marriage." Like that was something that I
But
held
he didn't.
sacred.
He
The way he
pushed her hand
describes
away,
it, didn't do
right?
anything wrong. Look, you're waking up, so you get 5 seconds of a hand job because you're coming out of consciousness.
Okay.
I was telling. Look, I was
see what you're
dreaming
saying.
about
Yeah.
getting jerked off by somebody who wasn't your sister.
I'm
in all
saying,
fairness.
I'm just saying, I just don't believe this guy's story.
Okay, so I guess let me clarify.
I don't
would
either,
Want,
now that I-
would
yeah,
want my
uh-huh.
husband to come to me and say, "I feel guilty about this," and then I would want to be the one that absolves him. You did nothing wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't be asking for but if you didn't do any, if the
I'm
story
just
is I
saying-
didn't cheat on
I'm
you,
just
then
saying-
of course
I'm just saying
don't
what
have
I
to
would.
But I
be-
wouldn't-
I'm just saying
I
what
wouldn't
I
bring
would
it up
want.
either.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying what's fair to a person.
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm talking about my own wants, not what is
Yeah.
a crime or not.
Yeah.
Well, because thing is, if I'm really fucked up and I wake up and someone's pulling up my pants, whatever, I push them off. I don't think there's a need to tell my wife about it because I don't feel guilty. I didn't do anything wrong, hence there's nothing to confess.
okay,
if I
what?
start
I would-
giving down,
For sure, tell
Oh,
my
shit.
wife.
no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say shit. I wouldn't just be like, look.
Where's
I-
producer Amy?
Yeah, no. If someone was tugging at my pants and I woke up and I genuinely was asleep or whatever, I would then I wouldn't have
You
anything to
wouldn't
be
say
guilty about.
Okay,
anything about
so-
it happening.
And,
No, well, if it was somebody she knew real well, I might then.
but okay, so what if she
probably not? No.
Yeah, but then think of the scenario. All of a sudden, it comes up in conversation. She goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry what I did to your husband. I fucking tried to
Yeah,
jerk him off."
yeah.
And she goes, "Oh,
That's
you
a
didn't
good
tell
point.
me about it's. You know what I mean?
That's a
You're gonna
good
get
point.
busted."
Yeah.
But
so
see,
this
there's
is
also
how.
my fear too, and I see to your point about I think he did more. I've definitely blacked out / browned out on a ton of different drugs and alcohol and stuff. And there's stuff that you'll do and don't remember it, and it'll feel kind of like you woke up. But according to the state of Iowa, I drove my car.
Yeah.
I may not remember it, but I'm still losing my license. So the story of oh yeah, I was asleep. I might not have been asleep. I might
I'm
have kind of
sorry.
been awake getting
I'm
jerked
sorry.
off.
Weed.
Weed.
That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking
that's a
too.
good point.
It's not
That's a good
fucking
point.
heroin. You're not coke. You're not even alcohol's totally different. You fucking
So they were
pass out on
just high? They
alcohol.
weren't drinking or
it
nothing?
says they were just high, and
Just
then he's
high.
a regular cannabis smoker. You smoke weed every day, and one of the
Yeah.
nights that you get high,
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
That's
Very
what
much so.
I
a good
don't.
point.
you've been cheated on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't smoke weed, and so I would, but yeah, it's I've never known someone that was
oh my God, I smoked so much weed last night. I don't remember what happened at the club.
Like never.
I think I tried to jerk your brother off.
Yeah, it never happened.
I've definitely smoked enough to where I not like passed out, like on booze, but have fallen asleep in like a couch or something. I've done that
at
sure.
home, safe in your under your
No, I
weighted
mean,
blanket.
when I was younger, with
yeah,
other people's place,
Like-
but friends of mine and shit, But you're right. I was not to the point to where anybody's gonna do whatever, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna remember it.
Yeah.
I'm either asleep or I'm really, really high or
To me,
whatever.
the whole thing sounds like he's like it was a lot more than he's saying, and he's trying to cover his bases while
Yup.
like softening the blow,
Yup.
and then being like the first one to break the news, so he doesn't
Yeah.
have to defend it.
This is a well-crafted lie.
100%.
Yeah. It's he's doing a confession where he did nothing wrong,
Well-
but
Yeah.
still feels the need to confess.
Yeah. But-
That's weird. That's suspect.
Here's what an innocent man says the next day. Your fucking sister tried to jerk me off last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's
He's probably a little bit mad.
yeah. I'd be annoyed.
It's like
sure.
the fucking you just put my marriage in jeopardy, and now I have to do
Yeah.
this whole fucked up family shit.
Plus,
with
her
everyone now?
fingernails were very dirty. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's the worst thing about
Yeah.
what happened, but it was kind of gross.
Because there's the other option is that he reaches out to the sister and himself and is like, what you did last night was fucked up, but we'll never speak of it again.
Right. You
But
got to
it
be in
doesn't-
cahoots at that point.
It doesn't sound like that happened.
You keeping secrets with your sister-in-law from your wife. What a bad. That's the worst
Good point.
idea.
It's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. I think you do got to tell the wife, but I don't know. It's just such a weird. Yeah, because if it's somebody that the wife knows, you're right. If that lady comes forward later and starts feeling all bad, she has a few too many Chardonnays or whatever at brunch. Oh my God, I have something I know to come clean
this
about.
is not a Chardonnay drinker. This is not.
Oh yeah,
this
she's a
is
shot in a beer
not-
kind of gal.
This
yeah.
is not a Jackie O day drunk
No,
kind of girl.
She does the trailer park rosés that I call. It's cheap box red wine and vodka. That's her move at brunch.
Oh, I almost threw up.
Sounds
Just
great.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. What's terrible for the first two. After that, it don't fucking matter. It don't matter.
It's terrible and taste you can't until you can't taste your tongue anymore because
Yeah.
you bit it off.
After the first two, it's like this is so much better than a regular rosé. This is amazing.
Let's
I
make
Sounds
wanna
like the
drink
first
this.
question.
yeah.
Let's make that boxed wine. Boxed wine's so good you'll bite your own tongue off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Marketing
right.
geniuses.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of already tired. Let's just do final advice. I'm tired of this question.
All right.
My final advice is, you have a lot to unpack here. I think that your husband may or may not trying to be honest. However, your sister is also at a low point, and if she's just broken up with her partner, I think everyone that's going through a breakup goes through like a crazy point. It's if your sister takes full responsibility and says, I did this is exactly what happened, then that's okay. Believe her. And then just stop inviting her over because, it just sounds like a bad situation to have them together. Then if your husband continues to exhibit odd behavior and as in like he's being weird with his phone, he's,
Like is that working overtime? Where's the money?
sort of thing. Like, then maybe something's going on. But it's like let's not get crazy.
I think, okay, so bad liars always come up with like a lot of details
Yeah.
that don't get them in too much trouble.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
when somebody's like making up like giving you a bunch of unnecessary detail, like the fucking CBD
right.
or whatever, like the
Yeah.
tincture and shit, and just like this is a lot of information. Like what you should be saying is like, hey, your sister kind of tried to jerk me off.
Yeah,
and I just
exactly.
think that you should know about that.
That's the important
but all
part.
the fucking details and stuff to me is just dead giveaway that like you're hiding like the truth of what happened.
100%. There's no strain of
interesting.
CBD that's designed to make
Yeah.
your sister jerk off your husband.
Yeah.
That's not a thing, so
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't matter.
Oh, no,
And if they
They're
do, they should
outlawed
legalize that.
recently.
Yeah. You need a prescription for that one, actually. That one is still medical.
They
Yeah.
call it the Courtney Love strain.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn,
get
Vevera
Vevera wild
Adams,
on that.
God damn it.
I'm going to prescribe you cheating on your wife with your sister.
Yeah.
So take this strain.
I mean you're right. That's what therapists should do nowadays. Anyway, okay, never mind. What are the final advice?
I do think you're in a serious situation, actually, and that you probably need to figure out what's going on. And it's a really bad thing. It's one thing if your husband cheats and then he apologizes and you go through this process of like forgiving. That's like okay, but it's kind of weird if you do that and then the person who he cheated on with was your sister, and then you gotta like be at like family outings. You know what I mean? It's like someone's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
would
know,
also
so
like
either
to
cut
know-
your sister out of your life or you divorce your husband and forgive your sister.
Yeah, like
Oh,
how
yeah.
much is the sister being like clued in on
Yeah.
like, hey, you both fucked up maybe.
Either
Right,
way,
yeah.
you should probably find out what's happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Like the first guy or the first question, I think this is a legit
Yeah.
cheat. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
100%.
Okay.
Let me before I do my. I want to catch up on some comments.
Whatever you say, somebody's saying things about the Rangers game. Don't spoil it for me.
Oh yeah. Hey, Matt,
You're a hockey
please.
fan?
No, you genuinely, Matt. We were talking about this before the show. Bailey's a huge Rangers fan, so don't please. No. She's gonna watch the game afterwards. So like, don't put the he puts random he puts hockey
I saw
like
something
live
and I was
scores.
just
and
like,
stuff.
no,
Yeah,
no.
Please, Matt. We
I'm
beg
writing
you.
my
This is
statement
not
at home
this
and
is
I'm
not
watching
the
the
game.
game.
Is that why
Yeah.
you put the phone down?
Yes.
That is so funny.
Yeah, dude.
That is so
you
funny.
You can't. You're gonna ruin the game for Bailey. She's gonna go
Well,
watch
let's
it
go
right
Rangers,
after. Yeah,
et
go
cetera, et
Rangers.
cetera.
Go Rangers.
Is it a dick pic? No, it's a Rangers score. It's the Rangers. Oh God!
Even worse.
They wrote the score at the end of the second period on a dick. This is crazy. Who does that?
I was gonna TiVo this dick for when I got home.
It's just okay.
Let's see. Producer Amy says, also the fact that you said it lasted 5 seconds, that's too many seconds. Plus, anytime someone gives timestamps, the time is longer than what they say.
Yeah, that's
1,000%.
true. Yeah, that's true. 5 seconds. Yeah.
Add a 0 to that shit. 100%. Yeah. Joanna YouTube says 5 seconds. It's that full Mississippi's.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, no, but this is a good point. Like,
What if he
imagine-
comes quick and that's just his?
Is that
you know?
the 5 second rule?
Yeah, it's the 5 second.
I was just trying to think of like every time I've had diarrhea, like if I could get my pants down in the 5 second, like that, you know what I mean? It's like to be able to rip your own pants off in 5 seconds is anyway.
The 5 second rule for cheating is great. I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, I love
1,
that.
2, 3, 4 up. Oh,
Yeah.
4 3/4 is still fine.
1 3
Yeah.
quarters. Yeah, get the stopwatch up.
I want
It
to
was
see
the weed.
some.
It was the weed.
I know.
I want to see some old timey Southern lawyer using this in divorce court. Like, Your Honor, let the record show
I
it
just
was
like-
only
just like-
3.5 Mississippi.
And then he-
Fucking yeah.
It was
fucking
not
with the
cheating.
My
stopwatch is
client
great.
never makes it to 5 seconds anyway.
Yeah.
And then
He's a 3 Mississippi man.
Yeah.
and then there's that, you know, that great line. I can't remember what movie it's from. Where it goes, "My grandma always said, there's 2 sides to a pancake." Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, but I love
I
it.
thought you were
it's
going
like
box of
it's like an
chocolates.
old Southern lawyer saying of to say there's always 2 sides to every story. My grandma always said there was 2 sides to every pancake.
Wow.
There's two sides to everything.
There is,
Well,
but except for pancakes,
no,
it's
no.
ridiculous. Both sides look the same. It's a pancake on both sides, unless we're talking the side with the butter and powdered sugar on
But
it.
it's just such a funny thing.
It is, but it makes no sense logically.
Doesn't that make sense?
Both the pancake sides look the same.
You're saying
It's
you,
the
Yeah,
you
same.
make
he's not
perfect
saying-
pancakes every time?
I
Go
make
fuck
pancakes
yourself.
like
Yeah,
a god.
go
I
fuck
make them like a
yourself.
god.
Go
I
fuck
make them like a
yourself,
god.
Jake.
You wish you
Guys.
you wish you all were eating my perfectly symmetrical pancakes right now. They're delicious.
Now it just sounds like you're talking about your nipples, which makes me want to throw up.
No, those aren't symmetrical, but that's a long story. That's a
They
different
are,
podcast.
all 3 of them are different and special.
The third one wasn't even mine originally. I don't even want to talk about how I got this fucking thing.
I'm always disappointed by someone's third nipple. Everyone's like, I have a third nipple, and it's like the most, but it's like a mole like on their back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the doctor technically says it's a nipple. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, purple yellow on YouTube says not true. She looks at both sides. Let's see. Not true. The sides look different. Oh, I think purple's talking about my pancake thing. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever, man. I got proved wrong on that one. It turns out that's a good saying. They do look a little bit different. It's like thumbprints. You know, every pancake is the little splatter marks are a little different. That's fair enough. But yeah, without further ado, are you guys ready to take your next question on the Twisted Cupid podcast?
Yes,
question. Oh,
The
Twisted
buy-in
Cupid.
is palpable.
Where's the music? Why isn't this happening? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Maybe that's why we weren't excited.
Yeah, I know.
Music.
Dude, the music. Come on. Oh, dude, what's happening to my music?
Brown
All
chicken,
right.
brown can. Brown
I
chicken,
need a
brown
better way to
can.
play this music. It's just not happening right now. Some podcasts do stuff without music, right?
Okay, it's fine.
We can
It's
do it.
fine.
We can do it.
Next question.
on the Twisted Cupid podcast from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Oh shit. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. Oh my fucking god. You don't have music, and then I thought this was the wrong question, but it's totally the right one.
Do you make perfect pancakes?
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking to you anymore.
We're going on
I
far
can't remember.
figure out the music.
This
We're
is now a
discussing
pancake
it over
podcast.
here.
Yeah. By the way, are you ready to read? Or?
I do, but if you'd like to say something, please go ahead.
Oh, we
was
got
just
the music
burning.
now.
Yeah. Next question on the Twisted Cupid podcast. If you guys got any questions to write in, write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, put it in the chat live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. ECT. I can't do it without the music. Now we got the music. It feels better.
I'm feeling it.
Let's take our next question from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Next question. Partner and I going through a rough patch, and I found out that she messaged someone else. I'm 29.
Feels so vanilla
I'm
next to the hand
29,
job.
Yeah, I know.
And my partner is 34. I just need advice because I'm really in a pickle. A few weeks ago, my partner told me that she wasn't happy and wanted to see what we could do to work on our relationship, which was good, and it seemed like she wanted to work on it. However, I checked her phone, which I know is bad, and it was because I had a bad feeling, and I found out that she was messaging some guy who had been liking her Instagram pictures.
Oh,
They were
shit.
going to meet for a coffee. It wasn't sexual texting, but specifically mentioned that she didn't want me to know. I confronted her and she apologized and said that she was sorry and that it was a blip. A mistake that won't happen again, as she wants to focus on us. A few days later, she went out for the first time in a while for drinks. She got very drunk, and I couldn't help but check and see that she had been searching for him again on Instagram and Facebook. By this point, I had made sure that she had followed him on everything, so she couldn't see anything. But it means he's in her head. The guy is a baby on the way too, and is planning to meet my partner.
I swear to God, this is not me.
Real scumbag, if I say so. I don't know.
Me too.
I don't know where to go from here. I confronted her again, and she apologized once more and just said that she was drunk. But now, I don't know what to do. One thing that really irks me about this question. Oh, sorry, it does say. Okay, they've been together for 5 years.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to, like, how much do I care?
yeah. Okay, so they've
If
been.
it's less than a year,
If
you
it was
shouldn't
6
even
months, would
waste-
you just like get up and walk out?
You shouldn't have wasted keyboard
Like,
strokes
you know
on
what?
this.
You're on your own.
Yeah. No, they've been together for 5 years. So, but to be fair, if she's 29, he's 34. It's not, they were 24, 29 when they got together. It's not, they weren't old. But I think that but also it doesn't even sound like there was one. Can we stop with the music?
Oh shit! I thought we were still doing the question.
I think that maybe your hearing doesn't work anymore. Okay. It's okay.
Oh yeah, you're still doing the question. Here you go.
I think that all it says is that she said she wasn't happy and wanted to see what we could do to work on the relationship. It wasn't like there was a catalyst.
Oh, we are done.
I think that if there's something that's like, okay, this happened, da 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 da. But if she's just like kind of falling out of love with you, there's really not much you can do to bounce back from that.
Nah, it's pretty rough. I mean, if she's going out of her way to cheat on you, it's not like this is some dude she met at work or something like this. This is somebody she met online and then, went to, I'm going to have coffee with this guy even though I don't know him. This is somebody, if it wasn't this dude, she'd be cheating on you eventually with somebody else. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Somebody else would have got there. If Instagram's going to get them, it's sort of, it's as I felt about that stupid Ashley Madison doc. Everybody got so, they made a documentary about Ashley Madison.
It was good.
It was
I
great.
liked it,
I loved it. I loved it. Everybody got so mad at Ashley Madison, like, I can't believe you would have a dating service for people cheating, as if they wouldn't be cheating with somebody else. If you're going to the length of, I'm going to create a profile and I'm going to do this just with the hopes of maybe cheating on my spouse, you are going to cheat on them eventually. Anyway, that's the way I feel about this lady.
I kind of agree with your statement. It's like it's almost like a young love thing, and it kind of sucks that she's falling out of love with you. But what you think you think that this was the one that you met in your mid-20s? I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way.
This might be like a very like off, maybe not important, but like when people call their person their partner, whether it's straight or queer relationships and
Sure.
stuff, like going straight there, like I don't, why, like why, like are you?
Oh, well,
The
I think
partner?
they're British. Wah, wah. So, yeah, in the UK, for whatever reason, they use like they
Instead
do
of
use
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, like they'll say partner even if it's like like someone that they're married to.
Really?
It's not necessarily to indicate that they're in a like a queer
Committed.
relationship or anything
Or
like that.
like-
They just say partner. And
See, I was way
Yeah.
off. I assumed that not only were they dating, but they were also sheriff and deputy in like an old school Western town, you know? An Andy Griffith and Barney
They just
situation.
drive like a 74 Dart.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think she's cheating on me, and
Out of love with my
it's really affecting our.
I like the way you steer a dart.
Yeah, it's really affecting our ability to solve crimes. This, I think my partner's cheating on me, and it's like, come on, it's like. Mel
I think I
Gibson.
see another footprint. Let's bang.
10-4.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. I mean, I'm not saying that it's never happened that someone got together young and stayed together forever, but it's just in this day and age, it's it does happen. And also, I kind of like feel like I'm like quoting Jennifer Aniston when I say this, but it's like just because you had a relationship that lasted for 5 years and it didn't last forever, that doesn't mean it's a failure. It doesn't mean it's a failure.
I fully agree.
It still was a great relationship for you, and but at the end of the day,
Got to remember the good times.
it's you that's laying your own head on your pillow, and if you're not happy, then
Yeah.
don't do that.
And honestly, dude, don't let like your jealousy, like you made her delete, like, would you sit here and like watch her delete like the
Yeah.
profile from Instagram and TikTok, and also make sure he gets. You
Right.
don't want to be controlling people like that. You know what I mean?
All
It's
that's
like-
going to
yeah.
make it's
It's
just
not
going to make her
healthy.
want to cheat more, honestly.
Yeah,
It's-
what are you gonna do? You're like putting her in a cage.
Yeah.
You gotta let this
Well,
bird fly.
She's going to go Britney Spears on
To
you and
some
start
better
dancing around
dick.
with the knives.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
also,
gonna be
like,
nuts.
do you really want to be at work, like, worrying about what she's looking at on Instagram? Like,
Yeah,
that's not a happy life.
She's going to get there
Like, that's
eventually
not-
anyway.
That's not happy.
This
Yeah, I mean,
is-
like, I feel like if you have to like correct somebody into being with you, like, do you really want that?
Yeah.
Yes,
That is
yeah,
such,
right.
Exactly,
that is
yeah.
such a great way to put that. To correct someone into being with you.
Yeah, you want
That's
somebody who
such a
chooses
Yeah.
to be in a
That's-
relationship with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be a fucking chore making your partner not cheat.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna spend the rest of your life over this person's shoulder, making sure she's not following people's Instagram accounts.
You're gonna
Yeah, no.
yeah.
It's a bad
She's got a
precedent.
phone. It's too easy these
And then
days.
you have to make like fake accounts to like follow who she's following,
Yeah.
so that you're knowing like where the likes are going, and it's I mean, but then you could just become Kris Jenner, and let's be honest, she made a career out of that. So,
That's true. That's true. Gotta
she
make
did
some sex
manipulate her
videos with your
children,
kids.
but
Yeah.
she is the queen of following what the kids follow. Yeah, I just want to do final advice. I think, dude, it's over, and it's not a failure, and just move on. It's a, look at it in a good way. Maybe you guys have a high five, have some breakup sex, and just let it go out. Let it go out good, because you don't want someone who spent a lot of your 20s with you out there like posting negative stuff about you. So just, whatever it is to make the peace and move on. Right.
Right. Yeah. You still have so much left time-wise. Why are you? It's not like you have kids together. Who gives a shit?
I agree with everything except for the fact that it's not a failure. It is a failure. You have failed.
You failed, bud.
And sit there in your shit, loser.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. You know what my wife's doing right now?
And
Not
by the
texting
way,
some dude
by
on
the way,
Instagram.
I'm the one fucking her. It's not that other guy. It's me. It's me.
Yeah,
And she
right.
talks shit about your dick all day.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's what we're texting.
He got one of them. We got one of them Harvey Weinstein.
She
dicks.
takes pictures of it when you sleep and sends it to me.
Yeah. She said, some guy's got 3 nipples. He's got 3 thumbs, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone wakes up from an anxiety dream.
Who's got a tiny dick and 2 thumbs? This guy.
Take me back to the dream where I'm late for the airport. Take me back to the dream where I'm late for the airport.
Now I'm fucking around. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry that your relationship's ending and you don't realize it.
Bad.
I think in a real way, like if I was in that position, I would just be like, "Hey, I still want this. Do you still want this?" Because this is how and like you just if you both say yes, then maybe go forward. But like just it's obviously falling apart. So like
That's actually good advice.
Make it very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, Bailey actually just gave good advice, and I think that's what you should do.
That was good advice. Here's what I want you to do, though. I want you to get in her phone, pretend. That's right. Yeah. I want you to end this with negativity. I want you to get into her phone, pretend to be her, text the guy all kinds of weird stuff, like start pretending to sext him, but be like, you know what? I'm into a real specific kink. I want pictures of you whacking it with a bottle of ketchup up your ass, and just load her phone with his all kinds of put sunglasses on it, and then she just opens her phone like, what the hell is this? And then she's just got it's like a modern art masterpiece of this guy doing weird stuff with his dick, fucking a pie like American Pie style. Just have him do weird stuff. Put it on her phone.
Wait, why?
You should do both of those
Because it's hilarious.
You should do both
It's
of those
a prank.
things.
We're gonna prank her on the
Can you
way out the
imagine
door.
what if he did that and then he
Oh,
actually?
sorry. I was imagining that I was at an MTV show, pitch, you're pitching a show to me, and I was a producer, and I'm just like, why?
Because it would be hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you then did the emotionally mature thing, like Bailey said, and actually talk to this lady. Then she finds it on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pass. Imagine I'm Mr. Wonderful. I'm gonna pass.
Fair enough. Well, you're bald, dude.
I'm out.
You're
I'm
bald,
out.
Mr. Wonderful. You're the weirdest looking one on the show.
Any other final advice? Or should
Kevin's
we
all
move
over
on?
Fox these days now. All like right wingy and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, they were all they were all Republicans, aren't they?
I mean, they got to be. But no, Mark Cuban's not. At least he claims it to be. I mean, I think once you get $1 billion, you kind of like anybody who just doesn't tax you as much.
Isn't it funny? Like, sorry, this is like so not related to anything. It's just always funny to me where someone is like a literal billionaire and they're crying about taxes. It's like, you have the money.
Right, it's like you won.
Yeah, it's like, if you make $30,000 a year and you're really fighting your taxes, yeah, I'm with you.
Don't you think that
you
there's
help.
certain numbers that you never get over, though? Like, even if I was a billionaire, like, I'd get a tax bill. I was like, I owe $100 million to the
Right.
government. That's insane.
I don't need to keep paying into Social Security. This is bullshit.
In percentages, if someone who makes $30,000 owes 7% to the government, but you make you have $1 billion.
Well, see, the thing is
But do you think you feel the percentage at $1 billion, or you're just
know.
looking at a huge number and you're
In
like,
my
what the
head,
fuck?
it's just in my head, it's always crazy how like people are like so rich, yet they spend so much money just to avoid taxes, and it
Right.
still totally works.
I got to bribe
And
a
it totally
politician
works.
into office just to
Like-
get me slightly a percentage less.
Anyway,
well,
sorry.
I think I see. I hear what you're saying. I wouldn't give a shit about getting taxed if I had $1 billion. But I think you do if you're the type of person that has the drive to make $1 billion. Because I think once you get up to about 100 million, any normal person is going, you know what? I could live every day on a beach from here on out. Fuck waking up at 8 a.m. ever again. Right? But the person who's like, no, I need to keep going and get that 10th figure.
Final advice on taxation?
Oh yeah. Every time I come here, we end up talking about tax policy. Why is that happening?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That's not a funny podcast to make. Okay. Next question.
Last question. On the Twisted Cupid podcast. If you've got any questions to write in, write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com. Ooh, the music worked right away that time.
And this is last question.
Last question from the wild animals on Reddit. Give us your comments, give us your questions in the chat live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
How can I discuss not working with my partner? The question's worded weird, but I'm 28, my partner's 30. I need advice on how to talk to my boyfriend about me not working anymore. We've been together for 5 years. We're planning to get married. Last year, he made enough from crypto and online gambling to retire.
Solid.
So
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she is on Reddit babbling about not wanting to work anymore. So you do the math, sir.
So now he's sitting on multiple 7 figures and makes passive income that exceeds my $40,000 a year salary. I enjoy my job.
That rocks.
But it's not my passion, and I'd love to spend more time focusing on things that I truly care about. Maybe even starting a project or going back to school. I'm just not sure how to bring this up without sounding like I'm trying to mooch off of him.
Because you are mooching off of him.
And that I don't appreciate the value of work. He's always been supportive and generous, and I believe that
I'm not a sugar baby. I
open
just
to
like
the
being
idea.
sprinkled with sweet things.
But I want to approach this delicately. I don't want to create any resentment or make him feel pressured. How should I bring this up in conversation? I mean,
I'm sorry. I missed the part. Are they married?
no, they've been
Planning
together
to
for
get
5
married.
years, and she says, quote unquote, just so I don't. And we're planning to get married. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're engaged.
Oh, yeah. Purple Yellow on YouTube says she should not be working. Yeah, fair enough, man. I wouldn't make my wife work if I was making passive income and I had like 7 figures. Yeah.
I think you guys there's such a trade-off here. Do you want to be completely dependent on another human being and not be able to support yourself if you feel like you need to leave the relationship?
Well,
I mean, this is. I mean, you're entering. I mean, unless you're completely 1,000% secure about this relationship, you're putting yourself in a position where you're dependent on another person. That's not a good idea.
That's a good point. You really got to be into it you're really putting all your chips into this one person if that's the lifestyle you want.
Now that could be the case. In which case, maybe that's a good conversation to have.
Sure.
But if it's not,
I just think about this. I think about this. To me, money is like, okay, if she's truly saying money is not a factor and that she genuinely wants to go back to school or pursue something else, then money is not a factor. But if she's saying, oh, I want to, be this philanthropist, whatever, and start a charity with your money, that's a totally different conversation. If she's saying, oh, I'm genuinely not happy with my career, I want to go back to school, I want to do these other things, money is so not the issue. It's like, you just do that. Actually, people with, $200,000 worth of student debt do that all the time. Like, what are you talking about? It's the fact that she's like, oh, I just need to bring it to him delicately. It's like, yeah, your intention is to mooch off of him.
Right.
100%.
You can call it whatever the fuck you want.
If you were
How do I
genuine in your interest into going back and getting your nursing degree, you think that you would go up to your millionaire boyfriend and be like, you know what, I really want to get my nursing degree. And he'd be like, we're done.
That's true.
Fuck off.
Because a nursing degree.
With I just think she's so ingenuous.
You're basically asking us to reframe your shitty behavior in a way where we can you'll be able to mooch off your boyfriend.
Yeah. It's and then if that's true, then just fucking say it. Just fucking say it. Just be fucking real.
Yeah.
I can't
just
stand
be honest
that.
with it and put it in terms that he's going to understand what's in it for him. You know, I like, okay, if he's the one floating all the bills and everything, is he gonna? Okay, but I'll be here, but I'll do A, B, and C. I'll help you out with whatever you need helped out with your businesses, with whatever, even if it's just. I'll cook more. I'll do whatever, and I'm not like, hey, get women back in the kitchen. Well, if they don't want to work, I mean, put it in terms that like what's in it for him. Otherwise, it does look like you're just kind of mooching off of him.
I think like money creates so much resentment in
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And it sounds like it's already created it
Yeah.
on this side. And so all that's going to happen is if all of a sudden she's not having to make anything, even if 40 feels like it's not. It's like inconsequential because you
That's
got
true.
7. It's more about like just like the principle of both contributing. And I feel like if he was like trying to force like a lifestyle that she can't actually afford, then that's different. But like I feel like you're just asking for more trouble later down the road for him to like just slowly more and more resent you for just not having contributed to the lifestyle.
Yeah,
That you
and it's not like he's
Yeah.
probably a douchebag that got rich from crypto. Oh wait,
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, it does, and it also how she poises the question. It makes it seem that she is, and she should be, worried about the next bitch in line. You know what I mean? Like if you're dating someone like that, it's like that person could cheat on you in a second, unless
You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, it's like that person could cheat on you in a second, and everyone would be like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
You're
You
a
were
kept
hot
woman,
enough, you know,
as they
because
say.
like we're still like treating people like trophies. So it's again like unless you were like really solid with your relationship, it's like it. But also again, at the end of the day, it's about what you want for your life. If you are genuine with your wants, but if your genuine want is just to not work and spend money doing shit like, I don't know, collecting like Gloria Estefan dresses, then say it.
Okay.
Say it. That's
Couple-
why. That's why you're
Dream.
passionate.
where the fuck did that? Is that written somewhere or?
No,
Couple-
just
Couple good ones in the chat. Couple good ones in the chat. Purple Yellow on YouTube says, "Just get pregnant." I like it.
well,
I like where she's going there.
that is a tried and true method.
Yeah, just make sure there's no hot sauce in the condom. Make sure he didn't Drake
that's a
you.
Drake thing,
Yes. Joanne on YouTube says, you want to put all your eggs to your cryptocurrency thing. You want to put all your eggs in a basket of a guy who made his retirement by gambling. He's going to gamble it away. Just wait.
That's
it will be
such
gone
a
in a
good
few
point.
years.
That is
Exactly.
very true.
Who
Also.
was that
great.
said
Exactly.
that?
What's up?
Who said that?
Oh, that was Joanne in the chat there.
Shout out to Joanne.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like any guy who, trying to go back to our boring tax thing. Any guy who's gonna make $1 billion doesn't want it taxed. Any guy who makes $2 million by gambling on crypto goes, yeah, but what if I could make $2 million more by buying bloobity doobity coin? And he's gonna do that. He's gonna buy an NFT of a Bitcoin and think that that's gonna be worth money. He's gonna do something, and he's gonna gamble all your fucking money away.
I think if she like brought it to him in a way that like, hey, I'm passionate about this, and it might just take me some time until it pays off for us in the
Yeah.
future, that'd be a lot different.
Exactly.
But like if she was just like, hey, I really just like want to tumble rocks. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You notice how she
Yeah.
said, she phrased the question. She didn't say, my boyfriend of 5 years got rich and I really want to study nursing.
Right.
Or I
Yeah,
really
or
want to
like-
study things.
yeah,
Her
Right.
word
or-
was, and I don't want to work anymore.
Uh-huh.
It was.
That's-
It wasn't like
That's-
I've always wanted to fashion horse ribbons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I never had the time or the money to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Then my boyfriend got rich, so now it's like again, like just like be your own fucking self. It's just ugh.
She wants
I feel like
all
I would
of
get gross like about myself too. If I wasn't
Yeah.
working, I would feel
Yeah.
like I would lose
I just
self-worth
don't like.
really fast.
I just
Yeah.
my thing is like you wake up, you get showered arguably in the morning, and then it's like 9 a.m. You're sat there dressed like.
No.
I went through
I
a
like sleeping
pretty
till 9:30, but I get your point.
When I first moved to New York, I went through like a period of like pretty rough unemployment, and man, did I feel shitty about myself.
Sure.
Like, just every
Yeah.
day, just not doing anything every
Well,
every
it's
day,
not-
and just
it's-
kind of like deciding what to do with it, and also like, well, I was running out of money, but it's like it's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good.
To me, it's
There's
not-
also a chance she
it's-
might fucking hate not
Yeah.
working.
To me, it's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even.
I
Like,
think she grows to hate the dude.
It's not even being gainfully employed. It's just having no like forward goal. Like, because I understand what you're saying. It's like yeah, it was like I was like doing like a lot of comedy when I first moved to New York, and I was doing these shitty jobs that I hated. So it was like it's not like I woke up every day and went to an office, but every day I was like, I'm waking up and I'm doing this. Like I had a vision of like what I wanted to do. And so it's like, so just to be like, I want to wake up and not dream about anything except being rich.
I want to spend.
I don't know. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that are like that, and they're like, "You're crazy, Suzanne. You just can't. You can't imagine it because you've never been rich."
Yeah, I mean, her babbling about the wanting to go back to school to me is like she wants all of the perks of being a sugar baby, the not working, the having nice things, while at the same time still having equal say in how the money's spent and still treated like she's bringing in stuff to the house. And that's just not the way it is. If you're not working and that other person is providing everything, your job basically is kissing that person's ass. And to your point, that will breed resentment. That dude is going to treat it that way. He's going to be like, well, your job basically is making sure I'm happy at home. And the second, hey, I want to buy a house here. But I don't give a shit. All the money's mine. You're not working. And she will start resenting that. I can already tell by the way she wrote this question. She does not like the idea of having to be subservient to somebody. She'd be the first one to be like, hey, well, it's women aren't just in the kitchen all the time. Yeah, but you put yourself in there.
Yeah.
You kind of put yourself in there, and you don't want to have all the negative things about being, a kept woman, so to speak.
Yeah. Well,
I think we can all agree this is a bad idea.
bad idea. I think that's
100%.
my final advice.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Pretty awful. It's
Keep your job.
yeah. It's
Well, yeah, and also just remember, it's your life. You want your whole life to be his life?
Yeah, or find something that you want to
Yeah.
do, and have your man finance it.
Yeah, I mean, like at
Yeah.
least
That's
create
cool.
a plan
That's
to
cool.
like say, like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
how I'm going to contribute to our
Right.
life in the future.
And by the
But,
way,
like,
if you come to him with a plan, he'll respect it.
He
I
will,
think
for
more than
real.
I want to work.
Yeah, I think anyone would. Again, money is not her question. Does that make like
how can I phrase
Yeah.
this to him
Sorry,
to make him
sorry.
accept it and me not have to take any shit?
Her passion is not the question
No.
in the question. It's how do I just use his money? Like that's what she's asking. How do I just
Exactly.
use your money without
Exactly.
seeming like a dick?
So I think
You can't. And if you are, then just fucking own it.
Wait, do you get these questions off of "Am I the asshole"?
sometimes.
No, this is actually off of relationship
Yeah,
advice.
which means she's not self-aware enough to even ask that question.
Yeah.
She was just like, how can I scam this dude and still feel like I'm awesome?
Yeah,
That's pretty much it. As Cyndi Lauper once said, money changes everything. That's right.
defos.
Big prenup energy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
we answered all those
I think we
questions.
answered that question.
We're all gone.
This has been an awesome episode. Thank you so much to both of our guests. Thank you to Bailey Pope. Thank you to Dan Vezza. Thank you most of all to the listeners, man, especially if you guys were out there on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Purple Yellow. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, producer Amy. Until next week. Oh, thank you, Sherry, on YouTube as well. Until next week, late.